Welcome everyone to Farming Simulator 25. Today we are playing on the modded map La Pichonière Valley. Now I've wanted to make a Let's Play series on Farming Simulator for a while now. I've been a fan of the series for many years. I haven't played the 25 edition yet. I know it's been out for a while, but I took a break from Farm Sim, and I'm very happy to be back into it. So we will go ahead and take a look at our starting location here. I did not decide to start in the default location in the map. I went ahead and sold everything we owned. And we bought this little farmhouse in the countryside. It has a beautiful house, a little backyard, and a very minimal amount of equipment. All we have is one tractor, a vintage Fiat tractor, as well as everything we need for grass production and baling, because the property comes with this nice little field in the back. It actually wraps around. We have a look here. It wraps around the entire property, and there is grass growing here. It's actually ready to harvest. Hasn't been fertilized at all, but it is ready to harvest right now. So for this first episode, I think we're going to go ahead and harvest the field. We will then wrap the bales and make some silage out of it. Then we'll go ahead and have a look around the map. I'll try and see what other fields we would like to buy when we're ready to expand. I already have some ideas. I know for sure I'd like to get greenhouses, at least one or two. Maybe right here I think would be a cool spot. I've never used greenhouses before actually, so that might be fun. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start mowing. I love this vintage looking tractor. I think it looks fantastic. Even though the cockpit view is quite limited with the very low roof or ceiling here, you can't see that much, but it does give a nice vintage feeling to it. However, we will be playing mostly in third person, just because I think the viewing experience is better in third person for you guys. This will be a semi-realistic playthrough. Now I say semi-realistic just because whenever you say realistic, whatever you do, some people are going to complain that it is not realistic, so I want to give myself some leeway for that. But ideally, I want to try no tabbing between vehicles, so I want to have to walk places and maybe get a vehicle just for moving around the map quickly. And just generally, I want to try and do things in a realistic fashion. Now, that being said, there is GPS in the game. However, I doubt that a 1960s tractor would be equipped with GPS, so we will not be using it for this field. So let me go ahead and start mowing. And this side is done. I did a horrible job. I missed a bunch of spots. That's alright. Now let's just go do the other side. Then we'll clean up all the missed spots. And we'll be able to make some nice rows with it. Okay, we are done with the mowing. Now let's go grab our windrower and try and do a better job with that implement. Let's put these back in here. Unfortunately, this the back one doesn't fit underneath the shed here, so we'll just leave it outside for now. Might get a bigger shed in the future, but for now, let's just leave it outside. Oops. There we go. I'm quite rusty at this game. Let's go put the front one back in. And let's grab our windrower. This is a super narrow street here that we live on, but I don't think there is any traffic because I haven't seen a single car, and I was testing out the map before, and I've never seen vehicles on this road, thankfully, so that will eliminate the head-to-head dangers. Now let's hook this guy up. There we go. This seems like a pretty big one, so I think it should go rather quickly, this part. And I don't think we'll be getting much out of this harvest. I can barely see the difference between the mowed ground, the mowed grass on the ground, and the parts where I've already windrowed. And I'm also having a hard time going in a straight line. So once we eventually upgrade the tractor, the use of GPS will be a welcome assistance. It's a good thing we already own the baler and pretty much all the equipment we need, because renting it, I don't think we're going to be making very much money, so renting it would just cut our profits by quite a bit. One thing we don't have actually is a trailer to store the bales or an implement to pick them up, so we'll have to look at that. We do have $50,000 though, so If we do need to buy a trailer, we could always do that. Now, I'm not against having leases in the game. I think leases are a realistic part of the... Whoops, and I'm stuck here. A realistic part of farming. Not the leases, the loans, excuse me. Leases as well, though. I know some players don't like to play with leases. I do. I think they make sense. But yeah, for now we have $50,000, so if we need to get a trailer, we could. I really should have done a headland for this. Oh well, I'll know for next time. Okay, so that was a worse job than the mowing, but I think it's going to suffice for now. Let's go get the baler and see how many silage bales we can get from this. I love this little farmhouse. The entire lot is just really pretty. Let's go park this up here. And I just noticed we don't have a baler. We have a bale wrapper to turn the bales into silage, but we don't have the actual baler. Now, before we go and buy or probably rent one, I want to make sure it's compatible with our current bale wrapper. Now, which one is that? It's this one here. So this is good for 125 to 150 centimeter sized bales. Now, let's go try and find a baler. First of all, we would have been quite lucky to have one in the used department, so let's look in the brand new equipment. Now, these square balers, in my opinion, are better. They're faster. You don't have to stop when the bale is exiting the machine. However, they are more expensive and usually require a much stronger tractor, which we do not have. So let's look at the round balers. See, the cheapest one here at 60,000 would be fine. 125 centimeter, that is the smaller round bales, but that would be okay with the wrapper that we have right now. This one can also make bigger ones as well. $5,000 more, so we could go with those. So leasing the machine would cost us over $3,000, almost $3,500. But I think, well, I mean, we have no choice, really. We could always grab the cut grass and put it in a forage wagon, but again, we don't have the forage wagon, and it's not going to be worth nearly as much as silage bales. So I think we're going to go ahead and rent it. We'll see if we don't make enough money with because I think we're going to have very few bales out of that. We'll see. We'll see what we do. So let's just try it at least now, and we'll know exactly what to expect for next time. So let's go ahead and lease this. And let's go and pick it up. The The vehicle store is actually quite far away. We're right here in the middle, and we have to go all the way around to this southern part. The map is quite big, actually. I'm excited to explore some of it. I'm thinking this series is going to be a pretty long series. I want to expand a lot. I want to try all the different things. I want to try animals. I want to try arable farming. I want to try greenhouses. All those things. So hopefully you guys enjoy the series and I could make many more episodes. And as we leave the farm here, I want to show you guys this is a nice field on the right here, the number 24 field. However, I like this one on the left even better. It goes from our farm all the way to the end of the road. It's a very big field, and it's right next to us. So that'll probably be a future purchase, but it's super expensive. There's field number 27 here, however, which is small, inexpensive, and already has grass on it, so that might be a more logical purchase. And to maybe get some more value out of our equipment and our rented balers, that might be a good purchase also. But in the long term, I for sure want this one on the left. This map is gorgeous, by the way. I really like it. And here we are back at the farm. I'm very curious how many bales we are going to get. I think very few. Just hoping we have enough to turn a profit. And let's get to it. So we got 7 bales, which is pretty much what I thought we were going to get. That's not very many. And I'm wondering if we should buy the other small grass field right away while we have the baler. Which one was it? 27. Oh, well, we can't. It's $60,000. So we cannot. We have field 37 that we could get, but that is not grass. Okay, so that's going to be it then. 7 bales it is. So let's go wrap them. Let's put this to the side and let's go wrap those bales to turn them into silage. Now, I've also never used one of these implements, the wrapper at the front of the tractor, so I'm not too sure how it works. Imagine we lower it and unfold it. Yep, unfold it. And then I guess we just drive up to this thing. Oh, it grabs it by itself. Okay. Very cool. That's neat. And now we unload it. Can we unload it automatically? Yes, we can with Z. All right. Cool. Okay. Let's go do the rest. Honestly, I've never been a fan of baling in general, and I suck at it. I suck at mowing the grass and making the rows and all that. If you guys have any tips for me, I am all ears. I like watching this part, however. This is super satisfying. And might as well drop it next to the other ones so we don't have to go all over the place when we're picking them up after. So let's drop it right next to it. So these are all done. Then we have the 4 on the other side. I really have no idea how much these are going to be worth. We still need to rent a trailer or something to actually sell the bales, bring them to the sell point. So between that and the cost of the baler itself and all that, I really don't know if we're going to be making some money with this. I hope we are. Which reminds me, we need to buy the greenhouse afterwards. I also don't know how much money you make with the greenhouses. I think it's very little, but at this point, I think anything will help. I really like this tractor, though. I love the vintage look of it. I think in this map, in this French countryside map, it fits perfectly. And it just looks great on this like tiny field here. Like it just fits. Okay, so that is done. Now, how does this work? Do we need to wait for this to turn into silage, or is it just instantly silage? Bale, grass, fermenting. Okay, so we have to wait for it. I don't know how much time that takes. So, I guess we'll go put this back. We'll return the rented baler. And we'll maybe buy the greenhouse and install that and see what we need for that. I know we're going to need a water tank. And I don't know if we need anything else really for the greenhouses. I don't think so. I think it's just water you need. So we'll get that as well. And then we'll see where that leaves us. So let's drop this. Now, I also don't want to teleport the items away. I want to actually properly return them to the dealership. I know not everyone loves that. I will always time-lapse my trips back and forth. But I want to keep this as real as I can. I don't want to just teleport the item. I want to bring it back to the dealer and go pick it up at the dealership when it's ready and all that jazz. So let's bring this back. And it's also a good opportunity to just have a look at the map. Like, I am a big fan of not wasting your time too much. Like, I like to cut between the spots where I'm not doing anything or whatever. But I think Farming Simulator is such a good looking game. And a big part of the management part for me is figuring out what fields you want to buy and where to go and the logistics of all of that. And I think, you know, going around the map is a good chance for me as well as for you to just take a look at the map and figure out what fields are a good choice for us. And if you guys have any ideas or any things you would like to see, certain fields you would like me to buy or whatever, feel free to leave those in the comments as well, because I don't know what I'm doing. So any help is appreciated, and we're really doing this together. I do like this little field, however, on the left, field 31, I think is really cute. It seems to be grass too, so that might be one. Whoop, almost hit a car there. That might be one that we buy at some point. No, this is not the right spot. Sorry, excuse me. I can't talk and do something at the same time. I've always had trouble with that. Just in real life in general, I cannot do two things at once, ever. That's why when I'm talking, sometimes I'll do, you know, I'll go off the off the road or off the map or whatever, depending on the game. And I like to stop and do nothing while I'm talking and explaining things, because I just have a very hard time concentrating on two things at once. All right. So we're going to drive back to the farm. And we're going to look at... Oh, this is a one-way. I'm going to drive back to the farm, and we're going to look at buying and installing a greenhouse. And you know what? While we're at the store... Yeah, I think... while we're at the store, we'll look to buy the water tank that we're going to need for the greenhouses. I don't know where those are. Are they animals? Yeah, I think, yeah, barrels. I think that's it, right? Yup. So the smallest one is 5,000, which is perfect. We really don't need anything bigger than that. That is ideal. So let's go for this. Rim color. Change the rim color. black rims? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, so let's purchase this. Do we need anything else while we're here? Do we need seeds or stuff for the greenhouses? I don't think so. Let's, you know what, let me check before, before we leave and come back. Let me look it up real quick. Nope, we don't need anything else, so that's going to be perfect. So let's go hook up to our new water tanker. Let's go fill it up somewhere. I saw a little river, a little creek right near our farm. And then we should be good to purchase a greenhouse. I've never bought the greenhouses in 25. I don't know how big they are. I'm hoping there are some that aren't too big because we don't have a huge amount of space next to the farm. So I'm hoping we could fit some small ones in there. It's a perfect sized tank. And we're off. Now we're coming up on the creek. I just don't know exactly where, I mean, if there is water access though. So the creek is here on the left. And we cannot go down here. Can we... No, this is someone's property. Let's park on the side here and check the map out. Maybe we can figure it out more. So there's actually a road just past our farm. It leads into a little wooded area. And then there's another crossing here, so we might get some water from the wooded area, or we could maybe get access here. Or, I mean, there is like a little tiny lake here up top, which we could probably use. So let's check out the area past the farm, the wooded area, and if that doesn't work, we'll go somewhere else. Maybe even here, actually. Near the spinnery. That might be good, and we're right next to it. Yeah, okay, let's check that out first. And again, we have a little bridge. And yeah, this should be good. Perfect. This is what I wanted. Well, maybe not perfect. That's one heck of a drop, actually. We could probably bag that in. All right. Let's go. Let's go for it. Okay. Fill it up. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's that's definitely not ideal. We'll try and find another spot. But for now, that's fine. All right. Thank you, spinnery workers. Goodbye. That's a nice house on the hill there next to the number 31 lot. I don't know if it comes with it. The farmhouse. This is the lot. The land. It might be included. I'll check it out later. Okay, so here we are back at the farm. Let's get out. Dirty, dirty tractor. It looks great. Okay, so this is where I want to place the greenhouses. I don't want to place them here because, I mean, we're already kind of tight. Everything's tightly packed here. So pretty much the only place I would see it would be on this side here. So let's check it out. How do we build the greenhouses? And here we go. Okay. So we don't want the rice saplings. We want these ones. So 9,000 or 18 or 36. So doubles each time. these are the tarp ones, and then the glass greenhouses are more expensive. Do they produce more? I doubt it. I think maybe they just look better. And what is this? These are the mushrooms. That might be really cool. Mushrooms too, eh? I don't know. I'm not sure which one I want. I think it's going to be dependent on which one fits the best, honestly. So this one might be too big. Could we place two? Two wouldn't fit nicely. Collection is at the front, which I like better, to be honest. And how about the other one? The glass one seems smaller, I think. Might do that. So that's 27,000. I'm wondering, should we get some chickens instead? There we go. Done. Yeah, that fits perfectly. That's great, actually. And we could even place chicken coops on this side here if we really wanted to. Actually, there is enough room. So how does this work? Let's go. And these are beautiful. Really, really nice. So I guess we have to configure these. And we could do more than one in the greenhouse. That's cool, though. So I might... We'll do that, because I really want something else. I want one of the new ones. Let's do some garlic. Garlic and lettuce might be good. Materials missing? Yeah, that's because there's no water. So this is set. Oh yeah, the output mode. How does that work? Okay, we got selling, distributing, or storing. If I remember correctly, storing just stores it, selling immediately sells it, I think, and distributing actually places it as a pallet that we have to then sell ourselves, I believe. I want this to be passive income. I don't want to have to get a telehandler or a pallet forks or any of that stuff. So I think I'll just set it to selling. Both of them, I think. That should be good. Okay, so now, there we go. We've already got the little chutes, I think. Probably. Okay, so let's go fill this bad boy up with some of that water that we got before. Got to start the engine. So we've got 2,000 liters in our little tank. And how many liters fit in the greenhouse? Can we see? Well, it tells me how much it has. It doesn't tell me how much fits, though. I think I could see it here. Yeah. So we've got 20,000 liters that fit. Whoa, that's a lot. Okay, that's more than I thought. And how much water does it consume per month? Is what I'm wondering. I got the small tanker thinking that would be enough. Maybe I should have gotten the bigger one. Okay. So yeah, I'd like to get some chickens as well. But the thing is, you can't auto-sell the eggs from the chickens. Like, you need to grab them with a pallet fork or whatever, and I just don't have the attachment on the tractor for that. So I think I'm going to wait a bit. That's what I like about the greenhouse, is that you don't need to, you don't need to physically pick up and sell the stuff. You can sell it to auto sell. I know you lose out on a bit of profit that way, but I'm fine with that if it prevents me from having to to load the pallets and whatnot and sell them manually. So I think that's good. And I also just realized that we don't have the front loader attachment, so we won't be able to, we might not be able to pick up the bales when they're ready. So I'll have to figure something out with that for sure. But I guess I think I'll leave that for next time. I think the episode's gone on long enough. So that was the first episode. We were setting things up. We got the greenhouse going. We got those bales just waiting to be picked up in the field. And next time I'll try and figure out a way. I don't know if we'll. I don't know if there is a front loader attachment for this specific tractor. I'm not sure. So we'll have to figure something out. But that'll be in the next episode. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what I'm doing wrong, what I could do to make things a bit easier for myself. And also let me know whatever you would like to see. Where would you like to see this farm going? Like I said in the beginning, I really want to touch on a bit of everything. So whatever you guys are down for, I am down for it as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.